I always like to start with a prayer, if you don't mind, please. Go ahead.
Dear Lord, I want to thank you for gathering us here today. Please watch over us and give us the right words to speak. Speak on your behalf, speak in your name. Dear Lord, I pray that you just watch over us, get through, and then be able to express our thoughts clearly and effectively across not only just us, but through these cameras. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen, brother. Well, guys, welcome back to another episode of Spoken Like a Man. I am the man, Donnie. I've got a guest on here, Jackstacks.eats, Christopher Jackson. Yeah, almost.
Yeah, that's it.
Christopher Jackson. Almost missed it. But thanks for being on my show, brother. I really appreciate it.
Man, thank you for having me. I'm glad to be here. I appreciate you reaching out. I wanted to do this, so I'm glad to be here.
Well, I want to kind of dig in because everybody knows Jackstacks.eats. Like, I have a hard time with your name just because I know you as Jack Stacks.
Right.
So I want to kind of dig in with that and get to know you a little bit. So do you mind sharing your background a little bit, kind of your family, like how you grew up?
Man, just Wichita kid, born and raised. Basketball. Basketball is a big part of my life, so I play ball all over. Went to college for it, and just in the community. So if you do any type of sports, I feel like you know everyone. So that's kind of how it is. A lot of familiar faces, terrible with names, but 3 kids, got a wife. Been together now for almost like 17, 18 years, probably longer. I don't know.
Wait a minute, 17, 18. How old are you?
Yeah, I'm 37.
Bro. Oh, man, you're making me feel, do not look your age, bro.
Yeah, black don't crash. So. Holding on as long as I can. But, yeah, just a family, man, big family, man. Christ, I'm a Christian, so God is a big part of my life, my relationship with him. And, that's pretty much it. I love to eat. I love to venture out. I love to travel. I love to try new things. I'm an introvert, extrovert, where I feel like I'm an extrovert, but, I can come off as an introvert a lot of times in new spaces, but I'm a people person.
I like that, man. You know what? I bumped into you a couple times. You're always open and like, what's up at the events and stuff that we go to. So who were your biggest influences that kind of shaped your faith and like you into manhood? Like, who were your big influences?
Man, that's
yeah, I'm gonna get
shaping
deep in,
me.
I'm gonna
That's
get deep
wild
in here, brother.
because, of course, you got my mom. My mom raised us 3 boys, and I had a couple friends that lived with us for a while, and so just her hard work, her ethic, and grew up in the church. My grandfather was a big one. He passed when I was in the 7th grade, but there's just core memories that kind of just stuck with me. But other than that, it's just a lot of figuring it out. Being a kid, traveling, going to college, and when your mom works so much. You're looking for a father figure, right? In your searches. And so, you just kind of figure it out. You got your boys. And so it's a lot of mistakes on the way.
That's how you learn, bro. Like experience and fumbling through it. No, I get you. Mm-hmm. I understand that completely. So I kind of talked to you about this before we started a little bit. I've noticed a couple more of your faith posts and stuff. And I was wondering if something had happened and because you kind of sprinkle it in here and there, but I've seen a few of them here lately, a little more often. I was wondering what kind of brought that on. Are you trying to be more open about your beliefs, or?
Yeah, I think it's more so. Honestly, it's just letting God speak. If it pops up, and I just want to say that I just been saying it lately, so maybe just let a little less of my thoughts into it, and just kind of just projecting. It's never been nothing I was like hesitant to post. I've always. Like I said, I've always sprinkled it in here and there, and maybe lately that's just because God is, for whatever reason. I know I've been tested a few times, and so it's just being open about my faith, and like I really do put everything into God's hand. Like this whole thing was me getting to reviewing and making these videos was I felt like I told my friends, I feel like God is telling me I need to do this.
I love that.
Because of the person I am. And so that is a huge reason of why I started. So it's always been a foundation of my whole process.
That's not even one of these questions, but would you say that this kind of giving you an opportunity to witness to people at all? Or do you talk about your faith while you're going to these places? Because you're like, well, God's kind of leading me to do these videos and stuff. And I've noticed the spiritual posts and stuff. It's obvious that you're a Christian. Is it giving you like opportunity to talk to people specifically while you're doing these?
I think I've had multiple conversations with people. Multiple people have reached out to me to me because of the faith aspect, and I've been able to have those one-on-one conversations and pray with people. And so it's been a lot more instances where people want to talk about it and or give their testimony of what's going on. And like I said, I've prayed with so many people since then, knowing that they can really come up to me and talk about it. So like I said, I just think it's God speaking to me like, hey, just speak freely, right? And I don't ever try to hold back when it comes to those posts.
I love that, man. I really do. And I like how you're saying it's God speaking through you. You know, I pray every day that I do this because I was concerned when I first started doing this that I was doing it for the wrong reasons. And I'm kind of like, God, let me glorify you. Let me make sure I'm doing what you want to do. Because I know that I tried doing what I want to do for a long time, bro, and it just don't work.
No.
It don't work,
No.
man. So
No.
I love that you're following what God's calling you to do. I'm a little bit older than you, and it took me a little bit longer, I think, to learn that lesson.
Oh, yeah. We all got our own race.
So I'm going to ask about a couple a little more controversial things here.
Yeah. Bring it on.
So I saw these posts that you had about the ice raids and people kind of throwing heat and shade your way because you deleted them. And I was wondering if you were wanting to kind of clarify your stance or explain that a little bit. Because all I know is when I'm reading all these, I know how it goes on the internet, bro. I know how it goes.
People ran with that. But honestly, one of my flaws is when it came to social media specifically is I post a lot of things thinking other people will understand what I'm saying. So that post completely was just an incomplete thought. That's all it was. I seen the post. My friend runs that page. I see a post and I'm like, wow, that is crazy. Showing up to somebody's job, taken from their family in that moment. So when I posted what I posted, it was just an incomplete thought. Like I feel like if I would have finished that thought by saying, man, this is messed up, prayers out to the family. I hate to see this happen this way. And it would have went totally different.
It's so apparent to me that it's an incomplete thought too. Like the fact that people just blew that so out of proportion, like then they're blowing you up. They're saying, "Oh, he deleted." And I've read through some of the comments on these. They're like, "Yeah, now he's on here." I'm like, "Dang, bro."
It was a lot, and it's just one of those things where I feel like I was really tested because the internet is a wild place, and you cannot win against the internet. You just can't. There's no winning against the internet. So me trying to fight little battles here, fight with this person, and there was a lot of people that never supported me to begin with. They were just waiting for something to happen. So you're not changing that person's mind. So
they want to tear you down, bro.
They want to tear you down. So lesson learned, it was to stand my ground 100% and to complete my thoughts when talking about sensitive subjects specifically.
Yeah, I'm actually going to read this for the folks who didn't see it. This is what he said. This is the post that they were talking about, I hope, right?
Yeah.
It just says, "Man, I understand both sides. All I'm saying is imagine being 3 tables deep and the last thing you do is head back to grab some more salsa." That's all he said, folks. To me, that's kind of like...
It's like you're in the middle of work. We're talking about a Mexican restaurant, so I'm relating to exactly that. If it was like, man, just imagine being a plumber and working on somebody's house and you go out to get some more tools from your truck and that's it. It was just the subject that mattered was a restaurant, Mexican restaurant. And so I'm just relying like, man, how did this happen? Like, how did they storm in? That's all it was. Yeah.
Like it's so apparent and just, it kind of cracks me up because I didn't know about any of this stuff. Believe it or not, I recorded some lyrics for somebody this morning and they're actually the ones that told me about it. Mm-hmm. And I was like, what? Wait a minute, because I follow you, bro. I love your stuff, by the way. I hadn't said that yet. I love your stuff, man. The reviews and stuff, it's awesome. I like what you're doing. But yeah, I didn't know about any of this stuff. So I just wanted you to clarify that a little bit because it's like just the fact that they were going crazy over that. Man.
Yeah, I mean, calling me a racist was wild. That is just so wild. I mean, I can go into details as far as my history when it comes to the Latin community, but it just was an incomplete thought. And like I said, I learned my lesson. Like I said, it's a friend's post and I'm just sharing it to shed light. It was close to home. I mean, that's right up the street in Kansas City, so it was just a wow factor to me. Like, wow, this is happening.
It makes
right
it real.
Here.
Yeah, it makes it real. It really does because we don't see a whole lot of it around here. We really don't.
You don't hear about it here in Wichita, so it's like that's close.
Yeah, seeing it made it real. No, I appreciate you touching on that. Well, so you did an apologetic post, right? Saying I didn't complete my thought, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't mind being blunt about it. I'll even
Yeah.
put my stance on this, right?
Yeah, that's
and
fine.
if you disagree, that's actually cool. I would actually really, I don't mind a little disagreement, but like, and we don't have to go deep into this because that wasn't the point of this. But your stance on this, taking folks that are here undocumented, I think they shouldn't be here, right? That's my stance.
Right.
Have you made a clear stance? Because to me, it doesn't really.
My clear stance is I hate how it's happening. That's my stance. I hate how it's happening, how you're just taking these people's families, because they could have, who knows how long they've already been here and established their lives. And so there was reverse back to I understand both sides, right? Both sides is I know why they were there.
Mm-hmm.
The other side is I hate that this is happening to families.
Yeah, no, I agree.
So that's
completely.
just my clear understanding of both sides. I don't go any further than that. It's just, like I said, it's one of those things where I'm not going through it. I don't really understand. I don't have friends that are going through it. So I'm not going to speak on something that I mentioned in that post as well, where I'm uneducated when it comes to further details. But I just know what I know, and that's I hate how it's happening, but I understand and know why they're there. I mean, everybody knows why they're there.
I got you, man. No, I don't mind. I prefer the illegal, and their illegal immigrants were not present, but I understand both sides as well. So I have a clear stance on it, but I understand both sides. I actually had a person, I'm not going to name the gender of the person because I don't want any idea of anybody having any clue, that worked for me in my previous business, and I found out that they were using a false social and had to terminate them. I actually paid for an attorney to start helping these folks. Like, I am compassionate, I understand, but
Right.
I also, like, I see both sides. I don't think folks should be here illegally. So I like how you put it. I think you did put a clear stance on it. You understand both sides, and you spoke on about as much as you're going to. And so I'll leave that at that.
That's it.
So I got another question about. I'm digging into this controversial stuff, bro. I'm telling you,
You know?
I saw these posts, and I'm like, I didn't know any of this stuff was going on because the stuff to me, to the public eye, you're just this really, and this is still to me, you're just this awesome dude doing these reviews and stuff. Like I've enjoyed watching you, and then now that I'm seeing these other things, I'm like, all right, I got to ask about it. So I saw this other post. I took a screenshot of it here, talking about. It was just, I think it was a waiter. Maybe it ticked off the waiter or something. I don't know exactly what happened, but they were tearing into you, talking about how you charge $500, don't talk to people, don't tip, and all kinds of stuff. So do you mind speaking on that a little bit?
Man, only thing I'm going to say on that is you can't name one Old Town restaurant that I've reviewed, since I'm such a prominent repeat customer, right? I pretty much vlog everywhere I go.
Mm-hmm.
Second thing is I've always been a tipper. And so that's all I'm going to say on that. That's just one of those things. There's multiple things that have been sent to me through text. Those are two of probably the biggest one that caught internet traction. But what's going on is, like I said, it's just at this point I'm just a topic of discussion, right? It's a way to get traction. It's a way to get feed. It's a way to fuel hate. It's a way to do multiple things. But I just feel like I made a post last night. Actually, something just told me just to make a post, right? Just another thing where I just talk about my faith. And what popped up was, in my mind, was that I can only be who I am.
Mm-hmm.
I'm always working to be a better person. I did address that post specifically by saying, and yes, I've always been a tipper.
I saw that.
That's it's just crazy. So it's to the point where people want me to respond to everything. And I'm just not going to do it because people just want the clickbait. People want the fuel. People want something controversial to talk about. And I try not to be a controversial person. Like, I'm pretty chill. I'm laid back. I love my family. I'm literally reviewing food and trying to get business for these restaurants. And that's it. And I'm having fun while doing it. But people want to turn into this, who's that, he's doing this, and it's just like, it's so much where I can't respond to every single one of those things. I just let my actions speak for itself. So with that post, I got dozens of comments where people can vouch otherwise, but no one's talking about that. They're talking about the one person.
I know what you're talking about.
One person that's faceless, that won't name the place. There's no receipts, zero proof. But people want to jump on the bandwagon and fuel this, but not back all these people that are saying otherwise.
Uh-huh.
So it's just one of those things where, you know what? I just got to leave it be. Like I said, you cannot defeat the internet, and so
It'll mess up your peace, bro.
yeah,
It
it
really
can.
will. It'll mess up your peace if you're not careful. Did it eat at you a little bit at
Only
first?
only thing that ate at me was the ice post.
Yeah.
So I think that was God's first test. Like, hey, I'm doing this because there's a lot more coming. Right? That's how I felt. And so when this popped up, I was like, I just kind of laughed. I was like, what? Like,
No, dude.
it's not even true. Like I said, I keep all the people that want to come in my I'm making new videos. People are saying, "Oh, so you do not tip?" And I just I've been telling everybody the same thing. Name one Old Town restaurant that I've been to since I'm such a prominent visitor.
Uh-huh.
Name it, because I vlog everywhere I go, and nobody can name it because there's not one.
Dude, that always cracked me up. People just want to tear you down. They don't want you to be successful. Like, and yeah, these posts and stuff, like I said, I never thought that about you. And then just seeing them, I want to give you the opportunity. Because I think written word sometimes isn't as impactful as people seeing you say, hey, what are you doing, man? That's
Right.
silly, right? So, let's see. Oh, you didn't really address, and you don't have to if you don't want to, the $500 fee, right? So I'm going to give my opinion on it first before you even say anything.
Yeah, go ahead.
I get paid for my services, right? If I'm going to bring you business, I expect to be paid. So whether you do or not, even if you did, I would actually agree with it, right? This is what I do for a living. I'm bringing you business. I'm advertising for you. And they made it this big deal that, oh, you're charging people to do these reviews and then you're not tipping. So do you want to address that? If not, it's okay.
Only thing I'll address is that I'm a full-time content creator. I'm a marketer. I make videos. And that 90% of the places that I go when I'm giving my honest feedback and review, they're not paid. Like, I'm pulling up. If I was making that much, I would be
that's
balling.
That's what I'm saying,
I
bro.
would be
I was
balling.
sitting here thinking, doing some of the math, man. All these videos, I'm like, dang, I need to get
Balling.
into what this bro's doing.
Wow, I'm trying to post once a day, twice a day. Come on, man. It's just, if you want to know more, I have certain types of videos that I do make where people do just want recognition, but then you have others that I just go and I just do reviews. Like, I'll just throw out Station 8 out there, right? I've been there. Sometimes they'll bring me something extra. Hey, you should try this. So I'll get a free dish on the side or something like that. But at the same token, I'm always taking care of the people. I'll pay. I'm never telling somebody that, hey, you need to pay me this. And I'm not just going around like, hey, I'll do this video for you if you do this.
See, that's what I was getting at there, bro. That's what I wanted you to speak on, because that's what they're insinuating.
Yeah, no. If anything, time I get paid or something like that, the company has reached out to me and they want me to come out. So that does happen some of the time, but most of everything is I work with different brands, and I also do a lot of UGC content where a lot of places that you guys never seen, where I'll make a video and just send it to the company. It's not on my page. It's for them to use for their promotional purposes, and that's been used nationwide. So I don't do a lot of what people think I'm doing by just
what they're saying.
I'll come out. Hey, I'm coming up. Can you got to pay me this and I'll do this. And so I'm not doing all of that.
See, I didn't think you were doing that, man. And that's kind of what they were getting at, bro. And it's like, I don't think that at all. And here's the thing, even if you were doing that, like you just said, you do have certain videos that you charge for because they're specifically requesting it. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I think, again, it goes down to people just don't want to see you succeed.
That's all it is. And somebody came into my TikTok and asking the question, you charge this? I was like, first of all, I don't think you should go around just asking people like, how much are you making doing this? Or how much, you don't go to anybody profession just out of the blue that you don't know and just walk up to them and say, how much are you making?
Right.
We call that pocket watching where I'm from. And it's just like everybody's out here doing the same thing, trying to take care of their family, take care of their people. And I definitely try to go about it the best way that I can.
I like that you said that it's not really, that one in particular is not really eating at you, and you're kind of letting it roll off your back, man. And I can appreciate that. The icing messing with you a little bit. You know what I do really, and stuff like that used to mess with me. It doesn't anymore. I pray a lot. My prayer life is strong, bro. It really is. And I've noticed that if I'm always trying to see God in what I'm doing, it, like, the stresses and all that stuff just kind of doesn't happen. Like, it's easier to ignore these guys that are saying nonsense. It's like God's just like, I got you. For real, if you know you're doing what you're supposed to be doing,
Yeah.
then the stress goes away. So, what lessons have you learned about standing firm? I love that you said that stand firm and say. What have you learned about that? Standing firm on the truth.
Well, I'll just be just relating back to the ice post, right? So, like I said, that was a sensitive subject to begin with, but somebody commented and said, "Hey, one thing that helped me is that just be 100% stand on what you believe in, what you feel is right or wrong, you know? So if you stand on what you believe in, the rest that follows, it'll make it a lot easier. So like in that, if I would have finished my thought, I would have no issue with having those conversations with people that are for ICE, right? No issue at all. But it's the people that are flipping it the other way, and I'm just like, guys, what are we doing? Like calling me this or
Well, there's
sharing
no
this.
conversation in it.
And so there's yeah. So
I think that's a big thing. I'm totally open to disagreement. I would actually love to have conversations about any of this stuff.
yeah.
And they just, rather than having any kind of a conversation, they immediately start screaming racism, especially with you, bro. Come on.
Yeah.
It's like the stuff that gets said, and there's like, why don't you just talk to me about it? Why don't you ask for clarity, have
Exactly.
a conversation with me instead of just throwing these accusations?
That's the biggest thing for me is just like, man, so the internet, I just learned that just stand on what you believe in so you can have those conversations down the road. But when you're iffy and you know it's not clear, like I said, it's not clear, then that's where a lot of the doubt comes in, and then people will feels the fire for those people that want to hate you and want to say this. I mean, it's just like anything. Like if you know, just stand on it, right? If you think the earth is flat or you think it's round, you know, stand on it so you can have those conversations.
And then have the conversation about
versus defending yourself against the people that stand with you, right? How am I defending myself? So I think the earth is round, right? So that'd be like them coming after me, like, oh, you understand that it could be flat and it's flat, and you know, it's like, no, I can't have that conversation because it's like now it's just we're butting heads. It's like you're not understanding, so you got to make it clear when it comes to those things.
I like that. So these are just kind of like your success, legacy, and that kind of thing. How would you define success today beyond money? Like not just money, but like with what you're doing, how would you define success?
Man, success for me is just the life you're living. Like for me specifically, like being able to spend time with my kids doing well in school, my kids having fun with their sports and running around with their friends or hanging out with family and friends, and just being able to call somebody up and just say, hey, how you doing? And or pull up to somebody's house for a barbecue. Like, to me, I just feel like God put us on this earth to not only test, right, we're going through these trials and tribulations, but the successful part for me is being able to move forward without major worry in my life as far as I could be doing this more, but it's just like celebrate the moments that you have with your family and your friends. And like I said, being able to keep a roof over my head and have cars for us to drive, be able to put gas, and being able to just be there for your family, right? And being able to smile throughout your days. I mean, that's success for me.
You know what? I really like that answer. And man, I wish I was as young as you when I learned those lessons, right, bro? The chasing money and stuff, I was just so miserable. I would have traded a lot of stuff to have some of that time back with my family. And I consider that success, like you put it, man, getting to spend some time with my family and just being happy about it. I love that you, like, I just don't really care about money anymore, right?
Yeah.
And I love that your idea of success is being able to spend time with your family, be happy how you're living and living for God. I really like that, man. So if your platform, right, if Jackstacks.eats was to just disappear, get banned or whatever, what would you want people to remember about you?
Oh, man, talking about myself. I would want people to remember that. I don't know. I just gotta go off of what other people say. Like, I like when people say, like, that's a cool dude. He takes care of his family. He tried to show love to others and bring other people up. He was helpful in the community. Yeah, and I raised some good kids, some good God-fearing, respectful kids. I mean, I think I want everybody to remember that. Like, I was just a cool person who tried to do it the right way, who tried to put other people on, and was respectful and God-fearing. Yeah, I mean, I think that's.
You know what? That's a good legacy to leave. For real.
Yeah, yeah. I'm just trying to think of what other people I've seen comments and stuff that's kind of moved me. It's like, man, that's dope. That means a lot. Yeah.
No, I like that too, man. So I got one more question about one specific restaurant in here, and then I'm going to get your socials and stuff and how people can support you. So it's about one restaurant, and I drive by it every day on the way to work.
Okay.
This chicken joint that says it's open 24 hours.
Chicken that I drove by yesterday that wasn't, or the other day that wasn't
open, bro.
I don't know. I don't know. But they, no, go ahead. Finish your question.
I didn't know if you'd done a review on it because they're talking about they're always open 24 hours. I'm like, come on, bro. I've been trying to get chicken sandwich for these people, and I can't because they're never open.
Yeah. I'm very positive it's a second location for the chicken that's on 13th and Grove area, which I've reviewed a couple times. Very good food. Had a terrible health inspection, but they have 2 locations, so that's just another location up the street. And being open 24 hours, especially in that part of town, pretty close to Old Town. I haven't been, but I'm curious to go try it one day. I actually just got a message last night. Somebody said, go here, so I know what to expect.
Well, I'll be looking forward to that review. All right. You look right in that camera. Tell people how they can support you, how they can find you, if you would, please.
Yeah, so you can support me by liking, commenting, subscribing. I'm on socials at Jackstacks.eats on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram. YouTube is Jackstacks-eats. Yeah, so just like, follow, subscribe, comment, share, or even just watching the videos is a big support, and I appreciate it.
Thank you again for being on here. Guys, again, another episode of Spoken Like a Man. I'm the man, Donnie, and this was Jackstacks.eats. Christopher Jackson. Yeah, okay, all right. I know him as Christopher Jacks, but thanks again for being on here, brother. I appreciate it.
No, I appreciate you, man. Thank you.